Welcome to the Fighter Index. Today is the recap of UFC 325, and we see which fighters have evolved their game based on their performance. The Fighter Index is a snapshot of how complete a fighter is at the moment, built from 16 attributes rated on a 10-point scale. Performances are judged as trends, confirmations, or outliers. So one performance tells us what to watch, and another similar performance could confirm and warrant an evolution. The first fighter at UFC 325 we saw that showed a potential evolution was Billy Elikana. In the first pillar of the Fighter Index, fight IQ and athletic tools, he showed no changes leading to his submission win against Junior Tafa. In the second pillar, striking and stand-up defense, he showed real growth in his striking defense against a proven hard-hitting striker with real knockout power. His striking defense is scored at a 4, which is inconsistent. Right now, this is a trend, so we'll monitor his growth until he shows this is an evolution in his striking defense skill. No changes in the third or fourth pillars, grappling and control, or defense, scrambles and ground survival. Quillen Salkhild saw no changes in the first pillar of the Fighter Index, fight IQ and athletic tools. Or the second pillar, striking and stand-up defense. Against Jamie Mullarkey at UFC 325, we may have seen the beginning of an evolution in Quillen Salkhild's game. His wrestling and takedown offense didn't just appear, they functioned. In the Fighter Index, a 5 means functional baseline. The skill works at UFC level, but it doesn't yet create advantages or decide fights. In this performance, we saw Quillen showcase the work he's put in his wrestling and takedown offense. Because of his dominant performance, we saw no change in the fourth pillar, defense, scrambles, and ground survival. The third fighter we saw a change in was Taliesin Teixeira. In the first pillar, fight IQ and athletic tools, he scores as a 6 in stamina, which is labeled as reliable. But we saw a different level in his stamina, which left him gassed about halfway through the fight with Tai Tuivasa. He might have been injured or had a bad night, so we'll monitor it until his next fight to determine if this is an evolution. We saw no changes in any of the other pillars. Striking and stand-up defense, grappling and control, or defense, scrambles, and ground survival. The last fighter we saw a change in was Diego Lopes. In the first pillar, fight IQ and athletic tools, Lopes scores a 7, which is a weaponized attribute that creates real advantages that opponents must respect, adjust their approach, and plan for. He went 5 rounds toe-to-toe with Alexander Volkanovski and never gassed. This shows that he may warrant an 8, which is considered an elite level of stamina. An 8 in an attribute means it consistently dominates at the highest level and dictates phases of the fight, and is a primary factor in winning. We saw no changes in the remaining 3 pillars, striking and stand-up defense, grappling and control, or defense, scrambles, and ground survival. In order to accurately score fighters and their skills, it will take the collective whole of the MMA community. If you saw changes in a fighter not mentioned, or have different scores in these highlighted fighters, put it in the comments and defend your position. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more fighter breakdowns and Fighter Index scores.